At the University of California, San Diego, psychiatrist Murray Stein has been analyzing DNA in blood samples, and a lot of them. He's been doing this as part of a national effort through the federal Million Veteran Program out of Veteran Affairs.
So we were one of the first projects to have the opportunity to work with the Million Veteran Program to do analyses with this huge biorepository of data that they'd collected.
The Million Veteran Program began in 2011 as a White House initiative. It's a national voluntary program that asks veterans to conduct surveys and donate their blood. The goal is to create a database of DNA from at least 1 million veterans, so researchers can use it to understand and prevent diseases.
We're looking for genes that are going to increase risk for developing PTSD the same way we might look for genes that increase risk for breast cancer or other kinds of illnesses.
There have been other studies linking genetic history to PTSD, but Stein says this is one of the largest studies. He and other investigators on it are using around 165,000 blood samples. They're comparing the DNA from veterans with repeat PTSD symptoms, such as nightmares and flashbacks, to those without those symptoms.
And as you can see here, there's a bunch of genes that might be involved, and part of the work we're doing is trying to tease those apart. But one of those genes is this gene called CRHR1, which is a stress hormone gene that even before this work was done, people thought that probably had something to do with PTSD.
At the Veteran Affairs Medical Center in La Jolla, psychiatrist Ilana Glevitz says this type of research is promising, though genetics is only one part of the puzzle.
Society, culture, politics, it all interplays in the arena of mental illness. I'm optimistic. I'm also grounded in knowing that it won't change the care I provide in probably the next year, maybe the next 5 years.
And back at UCSD, Murray Stein agrees. He says the risk that any one gene increases PTSD is quite small, but he says the research has other implications.
But as this research progresses, the hope is that we will actually be able to come to a point where we could say that somebody is at significantly elevated risk for post-traumatic stress disorder, and that might impact how they're deployed in the military. It might impact what kinds of preparation those individuals might get.
And Stein says these types of genetic tests are becoming more accessible. Shalina Chatlani, KPBS News.